Aloha, everyone. Michelle Melendez with blossominnerwellness.com and standtogetherhawaii.com. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and like and share because my channel is being shadow banned. I've lost over 1,000 people deleted over subscribers over a week. And so please help to share this video and get this video out. This video is going to share a lot of truth about the nation, the country that we live in, how we have been enslaved. And this is not fear mongering. This is about empowerment. You have to understand where you are, what's going on in the government in order to be the change that we want to see in the world. And part of that change is awareness and not to live in fear. I'm going to show you two different videos off of common law peace constable training, which I've been going through, and I'm going to be taking people through to stand up for our unalienable rights that we have from God. It goes God, people, government, and the government would like it to you to believe that it goes government, people, God. Okay, they want us to believe that, but we have way more power, and they have no power over us once we really understand our freedoms and how to stand up for our freedoms. And that's what I'm going to be doing, is helping people learn how to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, please like, share, and subscribe because this channel, and please join my Rumble channel because this channel is being shadow banned by the NAZI of what I believe is YouTube. Okay, here we go. Screen share, and first one is right here.
Sorry, but we've all been had. Nobody likes to think they've been deliberately lied to because it makes them look stupid, and that affects our self-image. I don't want you to feel bad about the exposure of this lie because it was planned with a lot of time and money. Approximately 13 families own and control all the banking institutions of the world, and the same families own almost every news and social media channel, and they hence control almost every government. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but almost every piece of news is propaganda towards their goal of one world government. With your freedom so restricted, it would make the worst communist state look soft. These people are known by those of us who are aware of them as the cabal. The cabal don't have our interests at heart. They simply want to maintain their position and control us. They don't like us becoming more educated and aware.
So, oops, I didn't want to do that. So the next part of this is I just want you guys to understand that these 13 families, they've been running things for a really, really long time. And I am going to share the history of them, which I've shared in other videos, but it's pretty astronomical. It actually goes back to biblical times. I mean, thousands of years. The Canaanites, the Babylonians, the Pharaohs, the Roman Empire that created the Catholic Church, that created the Jesuit order, that created the Illuminati, that yeah, that's right. Oh, and the Khazarian Mafia is also in there, and then created the Illuminati. Illuminati created communism, and they infiltrated all nations. So that's what that's who's running the show right now. But the great thing is that more and more people are waking up, and we really do have power together. I mean, let me just share this. They've turned off 95% of our DNA. They call 95% of our DNA junk DNA. How in the world is 95% of what God created junk? That doesn't make any sense. So 5% is turned on. They're afraid of us because we are so powerful, and they don't have any power over us. And part of our power is to not live in fear. So let me just go ahead and share again, and share, and then 510 is right here. And this video is going to be in the Constable. It's called the Peace Constable Training Series, and I will be taking people through that. But please click on the link below, join the Freedom School. It's just by donation, whatever you want to donate. And then you're going to have access to this, as well as the Constable Training Series that I'm going to be uploading that shortly, as well as taking people through it. It's a lot of information, but we're going to just take it one step at a time and just slowly walk toward freedom and peace and harmony for all people. Because it's time. It's really, really time. Here we go. This is the next part of this.
And the money to do this. Here's the good news. Their weakness is they know we vastly outnumber them, and they are scared of us, all waking up together. They also know that their media and controlled governments actually have zero authority over us. They know that once we are awake to their presence, their fake authority disappears. As I said in the beginning, nobody likes to admit they've been had. The truth is, the whole world has been for years. The beginning of the cure for you is to switch off the news. Stop reading it wherever you see it. The cabal's power comes from the fact that they have controlled printing paper money that is backed by nothing and charging interest on what is practically fresh air. This has enabled them to influence laws and create governments with fake authority. The first step to removing this blight on humanity is to stop using their money and get involved in blockchain currencies that are not controlled. To stop your children and their children forever losing any resemblance of what we know as freedom, join one of the local independent communities and support the shops and businesses that are placing themselves under common law. Declare yourself and your family as operating under common law. If you are starting to use alternative money and common law, you have taken a huge step towards protecting your future. The cabal pass messages down the line, and you might hear it said that this law of theirs has superseded common law. That's yet another lie designed to trick you into doing what they say. Common law says cause no harm, loss, or injury, and to be honourable in your contracts. When did that get superseded? It never has and never will.
I just want to share, follow this, learn as much as you can, and then when you're ready to take action, take action. Don't take action if you're not comfortable. There is an empowerment that happens and a freedom that happens when you start to really grasp when you really start to grasp what your freedom is and how to stand up for your freedom, and only do that when there's going to be a shifting point when all of a sudden you're just like, I got this, I can do this, and then that's when you take action. I just got my passport. I literally wrote to the passport agency, getting myself out of their system. They denied me twice. So I had to pay the $250 passport fee 2 times. And then the third time, they finally gave it to me. So I finally got my passport. Now it's not going to say national on it, but the number is changed on my passport. So that's what I'll be teaching people in the school, Freedom School. And again, the link is in the description, as well as teaching people more about common law. They don't want you to learn this stuff, so it's not, but we're going to take it one step at a time. Now, the second part of this video is going to blow your mind because it's terminology around the birth certificates and understanding how we became enslaved and the admiralty law of the seas, because we are actually on land and there's land law that supersedes the sea, but they actually took the sea admiralty law and they put it on land. So you're going to be what I'm going to show you right now is kind of like, oh my gosh, you're probably going to want to watch it a couple times because the language around this is quite shocking. And this is 1837. And if this is all you guys watch, this is fine. I'm just going here. This is, again, the Peace Constable. And I asked for permission to put this on my channel. They said yes. Peace Constable Common Law training program that I am going to be putting on the Freedom School, and I am personally going to take people through this at some point in the new year. So please sign up for that. Also, just so you know, this is going to go for about um, uh, 13
Planet Earth is
minutes.
comprised of
13
1/4
minutes.
land and 3/4 water, geographically. The average human body is composed of up to 90% of its weight in water from birth. The human fetus spends 9 months approximately in utero and in water. All living creatures that have breath are born in and or from water. The Earth contains roughly 368 trillion cubic meters of water. Humans throughout history have used less than 10% of the world's water resources at any time. The average modern-day human being uses approximately 100 gallons of water a day. That is 5 times the weight of the average human being, over 800 pounds. The average healthy human being will drink up to 3 gallons of water a day. All of the planet's most ancient mythos, theos, and cosmologies record creation events that begin with water. All laws, since primordial antiquity, were written to regulate land and sea separately. Laws pertaining to land became the law of the land, or rather natural or common law, and laws pertaining to the sea became law of the sea, or rather maritime admiralty law, which is international law and the same everywhere in the world, no matter where you go.
So the reason why they had to create admiralty law is because the ships were actually moving merchandise. So they had to have a law to do this. So anyway, let me just keep going. And just take your time if you're going, what is he talking about? Just take your time with it.
All
Because what's going to come in a moment is quite really kind of baffling. It's amazing.
since time immemorial, originally from and are based upon ecclesiastical or canon law via the ancient laws and ecclesiastical right of kings. Natural or common law primarily preserves the inalienable rights and needs of human beings who live on land, differing between nations. The law of the sea, or maritime admiralty law, primarily grants the right that is legal to conduct merchant, banking, corporate, international commerce. Seeing how living persons cannot live on or in water for extended periods of time, and the Earth's seas have been used primarily for travel since antiquity, regulation of the sea for merchant, trafficking, shipping, and commerce through law became necessary for the merchants of nations to do business internationally. The law of the sea, maritime admiralty law, is universal and transcends all national boundaries and laws legally. What is legal is not necessarily lawful. Natural or common law, the law of the land preserving the rights and freedoms of living persons, is lawful. Maritime admiralty law, or UCC, Universal Commercial Code, is legal, and that legal robbery and murder.
And I want to share too that lawful is under God. Is like when it says common, law, lawful is common law, that means it's under God. It's like lawful. This is, my rights under God. Legal is contractual and it's written by people. It's written by man. So that is a difference. Is it lawful? Is it under God? Does it protect rights of living, breathing men and women? Is it legal? Is it something that man has written and put upon the person? So that if you can think about it like that, those are two different things.
In ancient Rome, a Roman maxim law stated that he who will be deceived, let him be deceived, which means the responsibility of the deception is on the one that is deceived by it. Basically, if you get it up the hoop, or what we commonly refer to as being stiffed, shafted, that's your problem. Unbeknownst to everyone,
And stiffed and shafted, those are all relationship to death. Shafted was when they had these tombs that they would have the dead body laying there on a cement slab, and they would push the bones after a while, after they'd been there for a while, they'd push the bones back and they'd drop into a tunnel that would drop into their ancestral area with all of his ancestral bones. That's called being shafted, going down the shaft into an area where all of your dead bones are going to be. So stiff and shafted all relate to death.
maritime admiralty law, the international law of the high seas, came upon land like a flood and made every man, woman, and child since that time dead in the water. The word maritime comes from the Proto-Italic cognates mer, mar, mare, and mari, which all mean water. These cognates are found in words like commerce and merchant and maritime. The water that flows by currents in rivers is directed by the river banks.
The river banks, you guys, banks. Banks on the side of a river holding the current, the currency in. The banks are holding the currency. It's like mind-blowing. But anyway.
That flows in the world of maritime admiralty law is money, because money is water. Money is currency. It's liquid, as in liquid assets. Money, or monai, mono-I, or simply one eye in maritime admiralty banking laws, is the lifeblood, the cash flow of the system of merchandising and traffic. To traverse this fictional world, there must be ships. Ships traverse water or the sea, and when they come to land, they come into a port. When you plug your electronic device into a computer, you're plugging it into a USB port, a universal serial bus port. The world of the internet is analogized with water as well. We have the deep web, and when you do a live social media broadcast on the internet, you are streaming the show. When a ship pulls into the port, it comes down a canal to where there is a dock, and there the ship is tied off. The ship's captain submits to the dockmaster a manifest of birth, a license and manifest of goods and services being delivered by the ship to the dock. The dockmaster signs the manifest claiming the cargo as property now of the ward, which includes livestock. All ships are female. A woman is a ship. A man is a fabricator. A man delivers semen into a vessel. The woman bears the cargo of the semen and labors for 9 months, wherein her water breaks and the semen in the hold come down the birth canal through a port of entry and are delivered in a hospital delivery room. According to Black's Law Dictionary, a hospital is also a bank and also a church. The woman has shipped newly birthed Admiralty maritime product, stock, livestock, cargo. A doctor will untie the ship from the cargo, stock, the product, by cutting the umbilical cord to the ship or vessel and sign a birth certificate, a manifest of birth, after the cargo has been stamped or daubed by a footprint and fingerprint with blood and ink.
And the doctor.
And after the informants, which are your parents, sign the manifest, which is plainly written on their certificate itself, your parents, the informants, are informing the doctor that the cargo, the stock, is now delivered and can be claimed by signature. The doctor signs the certificate, making you now lost at sea.
Take a look at your birth certificates, because I've looked at mine and it doesn't say, like, it says informant, where it's where your parents are, it says informant. And when I looked at my birth certificate, you look at the around it, it looks like a dollar bill, like you see the border. Look at the border, and I believe there's two birth certificates. One, you have a living birth certificate, and then you just have a regular birth certificate. And I think it was my regular birth certificate. I had to look at it with a magnifying glass. Lower left-hand side says Midwest Bank Note. Midwest Bank Note on my birth certificate on the lower left-hand side. So that's a document. Anyway, I just wanted to share that.
As unclaimed corporate property, cargo, stock, product, commodity.
So when your parents sign your birth certificate, and the doctor signs it, the doctor, he's saying that you're lost at sea is what they're saying. Now this is under Admiralty law.
You are now legally dead in the water, and your name appears in all capital letters and on every other legal document. And as I said, legal is not necessarily lawful. The word capital, capital, etc. comes from the Latin caput, which means skull, and the word El, which is named for the Phoenician, Hebrew, and Roman god Saturn, which can be found in the Bible.
And I want to say about this too is Saturn is Satan. It's about worshiping Satan. There's a whole Saturn cult, and that is with it the cult that is running this world. That's what they worship. So I will be doing video on that, but that's a lot heavier. Here we go.
Capitol is where we get Capitoline Hill, Golgotha. Capitol Hill is in Washington, D.C. Caesar in antiquity ruled from the hill, just as modern-day presidents, monarchs, and popes rule from hills. A gangster may shoot someone in the head and say, "I capped him," a euphemism for a bullet causing death to the head. The word captain comes from the word capital, which means money or one eye, and equals water, the currency ration. All corporations are fictional. They exist on paper as a dead body vessel, just as your name in all caps on a birth certificate. The Constitution of the United States was formed in 1776, but the Constitution of the Incorporation of the United States was in 1871.
So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to take stop share. So that's what I wanted to explain today. What happens is then they take your birth certificate and they send it over to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is not part of the government. It is owned by corporate banks, private corporate banks. Actually, if Europe, there are actually foreign bankers. Five banks that own this. So then what happens is they make a bond. They actually create a bond from your birth certificate, and they print the money, and the amount of money they print is based on the estimated taxes you're going to pay in your lifetime. That money then could be $600,000-$700,000, then goes to the government. This is how the government then so the whole scam. It's a whole scam. So what can we do? The first part about this is to understand that we're all enslaved. And this was a journey that each one of us, there's nothing to be afraid of, you guys. This was a journey each one of us said, I'm going to come forth to earth. This is what's going down on the planet. I know that I'm going to have this crazy journey, and I'm going to get myself out of the system, and I'm going to stand for freedom and for my rights and trust in the infinite oneness that we all are, which comes from love. Okay, all of this is meant to freak us out and keep us enslaved in fear. And when we are in fear, we do not take action. When we are in fear, we comply. But that's not you, because you're watching this video. So I'm going to do a prayer in a moment, but what I invite you to explore is that you are so powerful. They have five, okay, your DNA, 95% of your DNA is, they call it junk DNA because they want you to believe that it's not turned on. There's nothing to do with this DNA. You're only using 5% of your DNA. It's only active. Why? Because the other 95% was shut off for, for a reason. If you really understood how powerful you are in this human body, nobody could control you. You would not be living in fear at all. You would absolutely stand up and go, yes, I know how powerful I am, and there's no way you can control me. And that's what they're afraid of. And that's who we are. That's how we are way, way more powerful than we could possibly imagine. But at first, no, understand the enslavement that we've been put in. We've been put into enslavement, and we can get out of it. So please follow this channel. Please join the Freedom School. I'm going to be putting up more videos. And also, I'm going to do a whole membership on, together, we're going to get ourselves out of the system. It's going to be a step-by-step journey. And together, we're going to take our power back and stand for what is right. It's not going to be easy. It took me 3 tries with the passport agency to get my new passport, that it doesn't say I'm a national. It doesn't say any of that, and getting me out of the 14th Amendment enslavement. And that's a whole another video that I have done. I have done videos on the 14th Amendment. That is in the Freedom School, of understanding that the 14th Amendment enslaves you. Sorry, I'm just watching our chickens freak out. So anyway, don't be afraid. Be empowered by this video. Go, wow, now I understand what's going on. Why is it that everybody is in debt and working for the man and not totally living a fulfilled life? That's by design. It's by design, but not anymore. So let's go ahead and just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. There's much more of that video that I'm going to be sharing, but it's a lot, so I just kind of wanted to chunk it down a little bit for us. Okay, just notice that the heart is beating. This heart is connected to the infinite intelligence of all things. You are who you've been waiting for. You are the white hats that you've been waiting for. It's you, and you have everything you need within you to stand up for your rights and to be powerful. So right now, find that frequency of confidence in your body, of inner strength, of the knowingness that you came here for a reason. You can even put your hands on your heart and feel this heart beating inside of your chest, and just know without a doubt that for whatever reason your soul said, I'm going to come forward at this time in history. I'm going to come forward at this time in history, and I'm going to do my kuleana, do what is mine to do, and trust in my inner guidance, trusting in my inner guidance. And right now, just give yourself permission to let your life be whatever it is. However your life is unfolding in this present moment, take a deep breath into that and let it be okay to be okay just the way that it is. And now feel what this next statement feels like to you. I don't know how things are going to work out, but I know they're working out. I get to watch things unfold as more abundance, more peace, more inner strength, more confidence shows up for me. I get to watch as the most perfect home is showing up, the most perfect career and job and the ways to make money. If you're in the city, the most perfect way to relocate to a safe, peaceful area. I get to watch as things unfold, as events and circumstances and people come into my life to empower me, and as I empower them. We do it together. We stand together, unified. I get to watch as more peace comes into my life. I get to watch as more abundance comes into my life, and I don't have to figure it out. I get to watch as it unfolds by just stating that it is done, and the universe brings it to me and unfolds it in front of me as I go throughout my day and into my life. We trust that. We trust that. We claim right now freedom for all people around the planet. We claim right now peace and safety for all people and all children, living men and women, breathing boys and girls, all people around the planet. We claim that it is a peaceful planet. We state it is done. We we have freedom. We claim freedom on the planet right here and right now, and we say that this is done. We put this forth in the infinite knowing that this oneness that we all are, that comes from love, which is the highest frequency that there is, and nothing is greater than the frequency of love. And we empower right now the world, all people, sending anybody who needs it right now the frequency of hope, the frequency that this world can be a better place. We send that out, and we know that it is done, and we claim it forth, and so it is. So thank you so much for joining my Freedom School. If you haven't, please click on the link. Please like, subscribe, and share, because I am being shadow banned. But you know, whatever. This is the game that we play. So I send you much love and aloha from the Big Island of Hawaii. And know that you are not a mistake. You're meant to be here, and you have exactly what you need to make your life better and to help make the world a better place. The world needs you. The world actually needs your personal frequency, because you're who you are, and the personality that you have makes a difference in the world. So keep being you and doing you, because you are exactly what the world needs to be a better place. So I send you so much love. Aloha.